Virgo, welcome. It's Erin Scott here, and we are going to tap into a little bit of channeling. We're going to see what art, pictures, images, forms, archetypes, what wants to come, what movement wants to come through here. So let's take a look here. So Virgo, what we're looking at here is the natural evolutionary journey, the natural arc of evolutionary theme for the Virgo egoic journey. Okay, so everyone has a natural arc of growth, and you're no different. So let's take a look at what's happening for Virgo. And this is, by the way, for the new moon cycle that began at our Aquarius new moon / partial solar eclipse. So let's see what wants to come. I don't plan this in advance. We're just tapping in and seeing what wants to flow. You might hear some noise in the background. It's because I'm not alone here in the house, so you might hear some stuff. And Virgo, what I'm going to do is just kind of tap in and just see what comes, and then we'll talk about what forms are coming and what it means. So mid-February to mid-March. Mid-February to mid-March 2018. What's activated for the journey for you? What's growing you now? What theme of growth? We are all channels. What I've been saying on many of the scopes is that anybody can channel. We all, each and every one of us, are natural channels. We channel every day. We channel messages, information, ideas, creative juice. It's all channel. So it's not magic, it's not unusual, it's very natural. It is your nature. It is your nature. Virgo, the light is going down right now, and I'm really hoping that you're going to be able to see this nice and clearly. It is a bit dark. So clearly there's some trees emerging. Something has grown. This month you're seeing some advancement, perhaps, on, and maybe two things that you've been growing, or seeds that you planted a while ago. This would have been years ago, actually. Something that you seeded. Two things, perhaps, that you seeded. And by the way, this could be talking about a relationship, because there's two here. So it could be that there's growth that's being recognized, acknowledged, assimilated. There's maybe a new iteration of growth and maturation in a relationship between some, with some of you. But what I will say is that there's this division between. So it could be that a long-term relationship that some of you have been in is feeling some divide. But this is interesting here, this shape here. Let's see what is it? What is it? What is this? I mean, it almost feels like a chest of drawers, like a bureau. But they're connected, see? This almost like foot of this chest of drawers thing right here. It's connected to the top of the trees. It's connected to the leaf structure of the trees. But it's not done yet. This is an intense time, Virgo, for a lot of people. But I see or I feel some optimism coming through over the course of this mid-February to mid-March portal. I think that there's going to be some optimism being felt, maybe some ease, because it could have been that behind you recently there was some division, perhaps in a long-term relationship or one that you had seeded at a previous time, and you might be feeling some separation activated there, but you're able to somehow glean some sort of peace with the isness of it. I will say, Virgo, that what this is reminding me of, I mean, this here is reminding me of like a uterus, to be honest. This. And this is second chakra. I mean, there could be something here where there's sexual energy that is interrupting either a long-term relationship or issues of the feminine, because the feminine, the arc of growth when it comes to the voice of the feminine is absolutely rising. In fact, it's past a tipping point. So there's movement, rapid movement actually happening with regards to the feminine. And what I want to say, and this is like the cervix. I feel like this is the cervix. I feel that this is the uterus. And it's large, because it feels like a large topic here that is at the heart of, and I have to tell you too, for some of you, this is not going to be about a distinct relationship. This will be maybe about relationships. Growth of relationships. And this represents, because these are at the bottom, these are at the base. So what I'm getting, Virgo, and this is going to sound odd to some of you, but this is absolutely what I'm seeing right now. This I don't know yet, because this is leading into the tree heads. It's almost like the foot of the dresser is resting on top of the trees. Bear with me, because I wanna feel into this a little bit. There's something, there's growth up here. It's almost like this has been cased in, the feminine, for a lot of us. I mean, this is not, you know, it's not like I'm expressing some new concept here. This is, but for a lot of you, you're going to know what this is talking about. It's about the caged-in feminine, okay? The encapsulated feminine, and how it, meaning how the issue of the feminine, because it's been unexpressed, it's been vilified and disempowered for millennia. That's just how it is. It's not an opinion, it's the fact of you know, the human evolutionary story. And what I want to say is that it's been encased in this bureau, and it's been the foundation on top of relational dynamics. But what I want to say is there's some optimism emerging, especially coming out here, because these wanted to come. There's something, let's say, breaking, opening, Virgo, with regards to your inner wisdom, your inner, let's say, taproot, because this does look like a taproot as well, this vaginal canal. There's some rooting, Virgo, that you're feeling. It's almost like your inner feminine is rising. But it's not just it's rising, it's always been there, but you're allowing it, it's assimilating, the taproot is driving deeper into the soil. You're realizing your power. There's a bit of Pallas Athena here. So for those of you resonant with what I'm talking about, I invite you to look at your astrological chart, find out what is being activated with your natal Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena is the goddess Athena, the goddess of wisdom, the goddess of war. She is the rooted feminine power. There's a rising feminine power amidst this encasement that you have been expressing. And by the way, to the male Virgos watching this, this has to do with you too. The feminine is in feminine embodiments and masculine embodiments, men and women. It lives in both of us. Masculine and feminine are in equal measure in all of us. And I say equal measure in quotes. It's varied, but we hold both. The feminine is rising. She's starting to emerge out of the encasement. There's some realization about how it has impacted how you relate with people. Meaning, if you disempower, it has created severing, because you're not stepping up to your power. That doesn't mean it's your fault. It means that that's been the cultural narrative. But the narrative is shifting. Within ourselves, we have to shift it, but it makes it easier once the tipping point has been shifted. It makes it easier to follow that new thread of story. I hope that makes sense, Virgo. That's beautiful, though, because it's a very, very, very relevant topic for our now, you know, and will be for the years to come. So I'm going to go ahead and select a Carolyn Myss archetype card, as I used to do with all of my previous alchemy scopes. So let's go ahead and see what is your prime growth edge for this very dynamic Aquarius new moon portal that had imbued in it the partial solar eclipse, not only for the month ahead, but also for this 6-month cycle, for the next year, and actually for the next 18, 19-year cycle as well. But this is going to be the most relevant for you. So you're going to feel this the most. So let's go ahead and tap in and see what wants to come for Virgo. Look at that. So Virgo, you're getting Alchemist. Now I will tell you, Scorpio also got Alchemist. So let's read it. So what wants to be matured this month for you? What is it that is the catalyst that wants to move you out of what? So the shadow attributes that want to be moved and evolved is the misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So it's a lack of integrity. with your spiritual knowing. Okay, here what wants to be evolved into, so this is what wants to be evolved out of is lack of integrity. What wants to be evolved into is transformation of all base motives into goals. Excuse me, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So it's about transmutation of all lead aspects into gold aspects. Really beautiful, that. So, Alchemist. Now, I will say, this is doubly poignant for those of you that also have strong Scorpio aspects in your natal chart as well. Okay, Virgo, wow, beautiful. So for those of you interested in having your own channeled art scope, or to check out really the predominance of my holosynthesis work on my website, you can go to thealchemyofholism.com and you can contact me there. I'm sending you much love for your month, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.